Shelby American has responded to a lot of the hate on the new GT350, and we're going to talk about it. What is up, fam? Hope this message finds you all well and in great spirits. Well, we got to talk about Shelby has responded to a lot of the GT350 comments that were pretty aggressive on the new release of the Shelby GT350 and 350R. So this came in the form of a post, and we're just going to kind of summarize it and give my opinion about it, and you guys can sound off in the comments, because this is a lot of the critiques when I put out the video last week. And shout out to Shelby American, because they sent me the media assets to share with you guys. But I do want to make sure I'm completely unbiased and giving you the full context of what's happening here. So basically, the Shelby 350 was released and was met with a lot of online hate. That's the best way to put it. People were trashing the build, calling it a sticker car, parts bins trash, overpriced, should have been a voodoo, and then moving on to actually attacks against Shelby American people, their staff, the team, and it was all over the place, because that shows you how popular Mustangs are, and the Shelby name is, and 350 name is, because one of the most beloved nameplates is the 350, the GT350, and everyone was assuming, and for good reason, I get it, because we all love the Shelby Voodoo from Ford, that the new Shelby GT350 from Shelby American, because remember, this is from Shelby American, not from Ford Motor Company, would come back with the flat plane crank Voodoo motor, which it did not. It has the 5.0 Whipple supercharged Mustang, making 810, 830 horsepower plus for the R. But people were relentless with trashing the product. So I know these people involved. Scott Black reposted kind of a defense or a memo about, hey, it's okay, and I'll summarize it and I'll put it on the screen so you can kind of read it as I talk. But basically saying that we respect people's right to have an opinion. You're allowed to not like the product, not purchase it, say what you feel about it. But and then also went to say, but slander and cursing and just attacks against Shelby American staff and employees, won't be tolerated, and those kind of comments will be removed on the Shelby platforms, which I understand. But he did. What I was also interested in is he did talk about the critiques that people were saying, like, why did it not have a Voodoo? And he went into basically advising that they did look into getting a flat plane crank, and they were unable to get those from Ford. They looked into Illuminator. They can't get those certified because of emissions, all that kind of stuff. They did look into the cost-benefit analysis, that it would cost way too much. They basically said they did all the due diligence they could have, as well as the fact that they're excited because they were able to develop some new parts like the hood and the trunk lid, and continue the Shelby legacy of the 350 on for the next generation. But what they were adamant about was saying, listen, this is the due diligence they did, but please refrain from the slander. So I appreciate Shelby American saying, hey, we hear you, we understand your critiques, but let's calm down on the personal attacks to Shelby, and we go from there. So you could read it in full context. I have it up on the side. Like I said, I like that people are allowed to have their opinions. You try to keep them safe, but also now what happens is, because that's the internet's the Wild West, and God knows I get some horrible comments, and people aren't the nicest, and I'm just a regular old dude doing YouTube videos for Mustangs. But Shelby American does this not just for legacy purposes, but this is their business, is their livelihood, and they're only making 500 some vehicles, and they did their best of what they could, and that's what it is. But I do agree, and I have to agree with, I was disappointed. I wanted to see a Voodoo. I was hoping to see a Voodoo, something a little bit more engineered. Like, you know, when the Code Red came out for the GT500, which was like, we were there in Detroit when they released it. It was like, wow, like this is what I'm talking about. Twin turbo, GT500, Shelby American, runs 8s, let's go. That's the bar that was set, right? So when you bring back out the Shelby 350, the thought process is you're gonna get something crazy as well. And to do, nothing wrong with the 5.0 Whipple, we have it on our Dark Horse. It's a great setup. People were hoping for something a little bit more exotic, a little bit more, you know, against the grain, if you will. And I saw the videos, I saw the comments of people really trashing the product, but, you know, let me know what you guys think. Shelby American has responded. They hear it. They're asking for a little bit of grace, but at the same time, you know, the community, and this speaks to, you know, from my opinion, this speaks to a pressure cooker. There's a pressure cooker happening in the Mustang community with the product being more expensive, with it still being locked, with some of our expectations not being met with the S650. And this is just another feather in the cap of disappointment for some enthusiasts. Now, personally, I would love to have a Shelby American 350 or Super Snake or whatnot, but I do understand it's quite expensive for a lot of people. We're already tough to swallow with the regular Mustang prices, and that's also what he said in his video, but his post, was that the price of the product is more expensive, which makes their product more expensive just by virtue of, you know, the materials and things cost more money now. So, you know, it's a developing story. We'll see how it goes. Shelby American has responded to the hate, to the critique, and you know, it's an open dialogue. So we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. We are waiting for Ford to come out with Ford Motor Company to come out with more specialty vehicles. We're talking about the Boss. We're talking about Cobra. 350 is out from Shelby American. We do have the RTR from Ford Motor Company. We do have the GTD coming. So I think it behooves Ford Motor Company that sees all this, I'm guaranteed they see all this, to say, hey, listen, there is something bubbling at the surface. This Boss coming out has to really be a home run. Not like a safe, let's just be another 5.0 with some, this has to be a engineering, like, really over the top product. And I hope that whoever is at Ford could maybe watch this or think about this, but we would definitely think I need to see a 7.3 and a Mustang to really just flip the script and then get everyone excited to do stuff, because you've seen what those 7.3s do with boost and with mods and you know. So like I said, this is a developing story. I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent. Shelby American has responded. We'll see how this goes. 2025 has started crazy in the Mustang community, but Shelby American has responded to a lot of the hate on the new GT350, and we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's see where it goes. Guys, I appreciate all the love. Please like and subscribe, because you know it never ends. Peace.